nakalimutan ko tuloy, will be recording this webinar series on investments in crisis. So basically, this forum, is an initiative of Wealth Educator Circle to reach out, to reach out to people, to reach out to individuals, especially right now in this ECQ situation that we are in. So okay, let's go ahead and start. I'll be sharing my screen right now. Okay, so our discussion for today again is investments in crisis, right? So bagay na bagay itong talk na ito right now. Of course, not because we're kumbaga talagang down na down tayo sa crisis, but rather because we are all, experiencing this kind of pandemic. And of course, for some of you who has already investments or current investments, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Right. So ano nga bang investment? No? So sabi dito sa quote is investments is building wealth is like a marathon. Okay? It's not a sprint. Okay? Kasi marami tayong na-experience or na-encounter na, uy, mag-invest ka ngayon, bukas tutubo yung pera mo. Mag-invest ka ngayon, pagdating ng next week, dodoble yan. In the span of 2 weeks, dodoble yan. So, hindi siya ganun kadali, hindi siya ganun kabilis, right? So, unless na kung tumaya ka sa loto and then nanalo ka bukas, may possibility. But still, it's still a possibility. It's not something you are sure, guaranteed of in the future. So, building wealth is much similar to a marathon than a sprint. Okay, so marathon is talagang long hours of running until you reach that certain destination. So it's a marathon. So ano nga ba, no? Ano nga ba ang investments? Ano nga ba yung pinag-uusapan natin? Are this is something na hindi ko masyadong naririnig or hindi ko to naririnig commonly, no? Or is this a term na ginagamit lang for the rich, no? Pang mayaman lang 'yan, or 'di ba? So ano nga ba, no? Ano nga ba ang definition ng investment? So in general terms, right? Investment is an asset or an item acquired with the goal of generating income or appreciation. Okay? So, it's acquiring an asset right now, ngayon. Okay? Ang goal mo is dun sa na-acquire mo na asset, kung ano man yan, okay, is yun yung tutulong sa'yo eventually, pagdating ng panahon na mag-generate yun ng income. It depends what means, no? Kasi like what I said earlier, iba-iba ang instrument natin ng investment. So, ang goal mo dyan is to generate income in the future, right? So, ngayon, in-acquire mo siya, okay, para pagdating sa future, mag-generate siya ng income. So, basically, that's the general idea behind investments. So, to give you a really, really quick overview on these investments, shinare ko to sa inyo sa SSBYF. So, for those who haven't attended SSBYF, you'll know what this is all about, diba? So I mentioned on that webinar is the difference between depositor and investor. And if you invest, no, in like for example here in this one is I write it down as a mutual fund investment, you're technically an investor. And we all know the difference between a depositor versus an investor. Okay? So, yung difference when it comes to gain or asset accumulation, right? So, kung nakikita nyo dyan, as basic as that, depositor earns 0.5 interest around that area, and investor earns about 12% interest. So, basically, that's the main difference between a depositor or an investor. So, yan. So, I hope, that is clear. Ayan. And of course, investment is also part of what we call financial foundation. Diba? Nakalagay yan sa pinakataas, nakalagay yan sa topmost part of our financial foundation. It doesn't mean na yan yung uunahin, it doesn't mean na it should be prioritized, but rather kumbaga, it's part of a whole system. It's part of a whole strategy. Okay? Remember, again, sa SSBYF or sa Secret to Saving and Building Your Future seminar, we've talked about the importance of having that good financial foundation. And of course, investment, as you all know, um, can be similar, to the topping in the cake. Okay? So pwede siya yung cherry on top, and eventually siya yung talaga magdadala ng foundation. But again, investment can't stand alone. You must and make sure to have prepared for the other parts of your foundation. Okay, so just to remind you, investment is part of a whole, and it's better used as a part of a whole. Okay, so different kinds of investments. Actually, napakadaming klase ng investments. No, we can discuss investments in yourself, personal investments like education, all those kinds of things. We can also discuss investments in different properties like real estate properties or assets. Some of the people I know invest in acquiring paintings. Okay, so paintings are considered as an asset because paintings do appreciate over time, right? So those are just some kind of investments that I wanted to mention. But right now, what we're gonna be discussing to you are like financial investments or paper asset investments. So those kinds of things are such is mutual funds, direct stocks. We do have bonds, corporate and government bonds, treasury bills, and so many other kinds of investments. So basically, these are some of the common, investments that we know of or that are quite familiar right now here in the Philippines. Okay. And the benefit of proper investing is, of course, number one, you can contribute to your personal economy. Contribute to your sorry. Hold on. Okay, nawala ako. Ayan. So as I was saying, the benefits of investment is contributing to your personal economy, meaning it can help you grow whatever you want, in your personal financial life. Number two, it's like saving money. You don't only get to set aside, but you also see it grow. Okay. Number three is you can if you do proper investing, you can have that habit of enhanced discipline. Okay. And number four, it can prepare you for your future needs. Like I said, investment grows over time, right? And number five, it can make money work for you because believe it or not, or 'di ba, one way or another, dadating yung point in time sa buhay natin that we want to work but our bodies can't accumulate or can't handle the stress that we handled way back when we were much younger, right? So by that time, kaya meron tayong tinatawag na retirement is because by that time, investments can help us make more money or generate money that we can use for our retirement. So it's really, really important early on na meron kang investment. Okay? So with that one, I hope may natutunan kayo doon. The question I wanted to ask you right now is, do you think it's a good time to invest today? Right? Do you think it's a good time to invest today? You don't need to answer this, but it's something that kumbaga, you have to ponder for yourself, right? So, but let me help you. Let me help you answer that question. For me, if I was given this question, is it a good time to invest today? I would say no. It's not a good time to invest today. Okay? No, it's not. Okay? Because it's the perfect time to invest today. Okay? It's not a good time to invest, it's the perfect time to invest right now. Why? No, so bakit? Bakit maganda, di ba? I heard sa news, stocks are going down, businesses are closing, right? Prolonged closed businesses means lesser, way down revenue, and eventually it would affect the market prices, di ba? Yung offices are closed and all those kinds of things. And yeah, I agree, no? I agree that the market is really should I say bloody right now. So to give you a glimpse of what is happening to our market, okay? So this is what's happening. For those of you who understand this, well and good. For those of you who don't understand this, what I want to point out is the mere fact that you see a negative percentage here, a negative red colored percentage, it means that if you invest in these kinds of facilities, it means that you are losing. You are losing money. You are losing assets rather. Of course, it's paper loss, right? You'll have like actual loss pag nag-withdraw ka, no? But then again, what I wanted to show you is this is what's happening right now. I got this earlier. This is from the daily report from April 16. So basically, that's like 2 days ago. And it's bloody, it's red, no? So ibig sabihin lugi yung market right now. And also lugi naman pala, 'di ba? Bakit why are you saying it's a good time to invest? Well, simply because of the fact that you can look at this as something I always say this, you can look at this as something that alam niyo sa ano, I'm sure most of you or all of you have been to the malls, right? And pag nagkaka-sale, right? Pag nagkaka-sale, yung price ng commodities or yung price of the products in that certain mall. Or let's say, sabihin na natin to be exact, let's say SM department store. Okay? Nagkaroon ng sale sa SM department store, let's say 50% off, 50 to 70% off a 3-day sale, di ba? Mahilig si SM sa ganon. 3-day sale, 50% off. So, technically, anong meron pag sale, right? Pag sale, yung prices of the commodities for as given the example, SM department store, is bababa to 50%. Right? So, kung 100 pesos yung amount na gusto mong bilhin, technically, mabibili mo na siya for 50 pesos. Or if may budget ka na pang 100 pesos, dalawang items na automatic ang mabibili mo. Right? So, yun ang sale. And I mentioned that it's because that sale can be directly correlated to what is happening right now in the market. Okay? The prices are this high, and now, since bumaba yung market, businesses are closing down, the prices go down here. Right? As you can see, may negative 28%, negative 14%, negative 26%. So basically, bumaba yung price. Right? So what I'm trying to say is this is the perfect time to buy something. Why? Because a market that goes down always goes up, and the market that goes up always goes down. Okay? And how am I sure about that one? Let me show you a historical performance. Back in 2008, di ba? Similar. Negative 35, negative 7. The only thing that's positive are bonds or government securities because sobrang conservative ng mga bonds yan. But basically, if you go and invest in equities, it's 35, negative 35, negative 32. That's back in 2008. And ano ba meron noong 2008? It's global financial crisis. Okay? Right now, in 2020, we have COVID-19, which of course affects the market. And I just wanted to show you this, no? That's in 2008. And of course, thank you to Ramper Financials because I got this from them. See? See how it looks like? Diba? Ang sarap sa pakiramdam. 2008 and then 2009 performance, right? So why would I be afraid? Ba? Rather, I would want to, as much as I can, no, put uh, uh, more funds right now. Kasi my thinking is, uy, sale to right now. Eventually, babalik din yung price. Eventually, babalik din to, maybe not hindi sa dati, but eventually, it will still go up, right? So that's what I'm saying, that you have to see this crisis as an opportunity. You have to see this crisis as something that uh, you can gain from. Okay, this is investments are down. Yes, I agree. But eventually, if you use it right, if you invest right, basically all of those decisions that you made would eventually uh, have kumbaga, it would help you gain something out of it, right? Okay, so I just wanted to show you this because this is something that is really, that really impacts me. So, yeah, actually, basically that's just my discussion for now. I've already spent 20 minutes discussing these kinds of things to you, and I hope you learned something. But I'm sure, I'm really, really sure that you'll learn so much with the discussions that we'll be having right now. So I'll be posting questions, right? So again, this is a an online discussion, or an online forum rather. This is a different from what we do in seminars or webinars, wherein this is like a teacher classroom relationship. No, so in webinars you have the teacher, you'll discuss, and then the students will take note. But here in the forum, we'll have like exchange of ideas, exchange of sharing, exchange of stories. That of course, from there, talagang we can learn from each other, right? So I'll be posting questions, and I really encourage everyone, if you do have something to share, please go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll go and unmute you. So with that, I'll be posting the first question right now. Sorry. Okay. So the hold on. Ayan. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, what is the impact of the crisis today to your investment decisions? And how do you feel about it? So maybe we can have like two three sharers to know how they feel about what's happening right now in the investment world. So please go ahead. You can raise your hand if you wanted to share. So anong nafe-feel mo dun sa nangyayaring investment crisis right now? Anyone? You can go ahead and raise your hand. Sige, but habang pinag-iisipan niyo yung sagot na yan, no? Ako, for me, ako ang nafe-feel ko in this investment crisis is that yung mga nangyayari is, I always believe that there is opportunity, no, in what is happening, and it's just a matter of time if we are going to grab that kind of opportunity, or we'll let it pass, no? So yeah, for me, I feel ecstatic. I feel excited, because one way or another, I'm sure with this kind of pandemic, may matututunan tayo. No? Meron tayong magigain physically, or in actual gain, or gain in learning, or growth. Okay. So who else would want to share about how they feel in this crisis today? Anyone? Nalulungkot ba kayo sa mga nangyayari ngayon sa investments? Okay, so mukhang si
Hello, Sir Dos.
share. Okay, go ahead.
I'll start na. Feeling ko nahiya lang sila. Sa akin, yung regarding kung ano yung na-feel ko with my investment decisions. So, for me, initially, parang pag titignan mo yung portfolio mo, let's say sa mutual funds, tas sobrang negative, like OA na negative, parang ganon. Syempre, may side na parang na-feel bad ka kasi, let's say kung halimbawa, ngayon ko kakailanganin yung money and then wala akong emergency funds, hindi ako nakapag-build, I will really feel bad for myself kasi ganon. Pero thankfully, yun nga, na yung nasa mutual funds ko naman is like my other funds pa na hindi ko naman gagamitin at this time. So, parang for me okay lang siya, like normal lang na I'm sticking to the plan na consistently adding. And just like what you mentioned, it is a good opportunity for me to add and to yung parang mag-cost average. Lalo na dun sa, kung let's say yung price ko nung sa at per share sa mutual funds ay medyo malaki before. Kasi hindi naman ako talaga, wala naman din talaga akong time like totally mag-monitor. So, parang ako okay, parang normal lang naman na what I feel is like stick to the plan pa din with kahit na parang medyo negative nga and nasha-shaken. Parang yun, stick to the plan na consistently adding and yun nga, looking forward sa brighter day kung kailan man yun.
Okay. So, oo nga naman, no? Kasi ako, honestly, no, I also feel for you, Elaine, kasi syempre, as you invest, no, and then nakikita mo yung funds mo, like, goes back dun sa mga previous prices and then parang wala ka ulit parang nabura lahat, no? Parang lahat ng gains mo nabura. Talagang if you'll be emotional and rather objective, parang gusto mo na lang, ayoko na nito, ipo-pull out ko na. But then, tama din si Elaine, no? Sabi niya, kailangan maging, alam mo yun, you have to, ano yun, Elaine, you have to look at your goals. Tama ba? Yun ba yung sinabi mo? You have to
Yung parang stick to the plan
stick to
kung
the
bakit
plan.
ka nag-i-invest, parang gano'n.
Ayan, oo nga, tama. So stick to the plan, no? Kasi, yun nga, and be objective na you have to parang go back and look back at your kung ano yung why mo, bakit ka ba nag-invest, di ba? Nag-invest ka ba dahil kumbaga for example for retirement or for your kids or for the house that you wanted to buy in the near future, but then again the question is it now, di ba? Hindi naman, di ba? So why worry, right? So yan, so thank you Elaine, no? So tama yun. Thank you for sharing. And sige, isa pa sige. We'll move on to the next question. Or do you have anything else that you want to add, everyone? If you have something to add dun sa previous question, let me know kasi baka I'm moving ahead. Sige, si Andy, meron siyang gustong i-add.
Sa akin naman parang it's actually a test of emotions kasi parang we were taught na before 'di ba parang sa mga seminars na pag down ng market, wag kang kakabahan, parang opportunity 'yon. Pero iba pala pag actual na. So alam natin yung pag nagiging objective na okay dapat yun nga stick to the plan, hindi mo pa naman kailangan ngayon so wag mong ipo-pull out. Pero kapag nandoon ka na sa situation na down yung market, makikita mo yung funds mo, ang baba ng value, ang hirap kalabanin ng emotions. So kasi 'di ba may mga kilala tayo na alam naman natin yun na pag down, wag kang magpo-pull out pero naaano sila na mag-pull out ng funds at this moment, which is hindi maganda kasi malulugi ka. So, parang kalaban yun yung emotions mo, mahirap talaga pagdating sa investments. So, ito yung time na dapat, actually, mas mag-add pa tayo. Parang masakit siyang isipin, pero dapat mas maging excited pa tayo kaysa masad kasi opportunity siya and minsan lang din naman nangyayari. So, kung sale, mas maraming mabibiling shares. So, yun lang.
Okay, so thank you so much with that one, no? So tama naman, di ba? So we again, we don't have to be like emotional about it. Rather, we have to be objective. Kasi emotion will, you know, in this kind of industry, especially in investments, emotion is something that it may help or it may not help, especially in your decisions. Like I said, di ba, last time, I know someone that called me even, no, na gusto niya nang pull out ng investment niya kasi parang wala na siyang kinita and pababa ng pababa. And kumbaga, ang strategy that she was thinking was to cut losses na lang, 'di ba? Cut losses na lang, bahala na malugi basta kaysa malugi pa even more. And yun nga, I reminded na we're looking or we have to be objective. We have to know that this happens, everything that goes down goes up, and it's really, kumbaga sabi nga niya, and nabanggit din dito na iba pa rin pala pag ikaw yung naka-feel or nangyari sa'yo. Okay? But thankful enough na hindi niya tinuloy yung pag-pull out niya. So, ayan, pag emotional ka, lugi ka, ika nga. Okay? So you have to stick to your objectives. You have to stick to your why. Bakit ka nag-invest? Para saan? At kailan mo siya kukunin? Okay? You have to stick to those things. Your why, your goals, and para saan mo siya kakailanganin. Okay? Alright, so I think we can move on to the next question. So the next question is, why do you think we have to consider other financial needs first before getting investments? I think nabanggit na to ni Eileen kanina, but then I wanted to hear others. No, why do you think we have to consider other financial needs first before getting investments? Once, Mark, go ahead.
Ayan, sige, ako na lang. Well, based on experience, I just want to share, why do you think we have to consider other financial needs first before getting investment is because reality is mas kailangan talaga nating i-prioritize ang ating health. If familiar yung majority sa atin, di ba, we've thought about the financial foundation, and it's really true, 100% true, that it's important to build our financial foundation from ground up, and it starts with healthcare, di ba? Kasi health is wealth. And based on experience nga, parang 2016, I think, when I was rushed in the hospital, I think one of yung comfort siguro of being rushed in the emergency room is that kahit papaano meron kang healthcare funds na nasasalo sa'yo. So, if not for siguro yung gantong klaseng knowledge or application firsthand, parang initially I would think to invest agad all in, 'di ba? Pero kasi ganun yung usually mga young ones, they want to invest agad. Pero the truth is, parang if we focus on investment and emergency happens, sobrang hirap din i-pull out yung investment. Based on experience then, emergency then, I had to pull out some of my funds sa mutual fund na ininvest ko. And it took me around 1 week, I think, at least, to wait for yung check. So if emergency yon, as in matter of life and death, sobrang hirap niya i-liquidate. So it's really important na meron ka ring emergency fund to cover yung mga emergency expenses. Kaya ganun din babalik ka lang din sa foundation. So better yet, start it right. So yun lang naman.
Okay. So thank you so much for that one, Mark. No? So it's true, no? We have so much things to consider other than investment. But then again, as you all know, investments can help us, of course, in the future. Sabi ko nga, dun sa mga plano that we have and goals that we have. But then again, the question is, we can't just, sabi nga ni Mark, all in, no, sa future needs natin. We can't just go all in sa what will happen in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Because we also have to think, how about now? Paano ba yung ngayon? Paano ba yung needs ko right now? How will I cope with as mentioned, emergencies in life, no? Because emergency, technically, like what we've mentioned or discussed last week, is something that happens like biglaan, di ba? Hindi naman siya tipong pinlano, okay, sa Saturday magpapa-emergency ako. Hindi naman siya ganun, right? So it's something that, you know, you just need to have a balance, you know. Investments are really, really good facilities. Investments are really, really good foundation, but then you need to make sure to have that balance in like investments and, you know, the other aspects of your financial foundation, which is healthcare, emergency funds, eliminating your debts if there is protection, and all those kinds of things. Okay, so thank you so much for that sharing, Mark. No? And okay, so for this one, feel free to go, no, for to share. This would be like really open to everyone. So with all those things that were discussed earlier, investments, benefits of investment, and how can I see this crisis that that is happening right now in especially in the Philippines, that investments are down, investments are bloody, and and of course the sharing of the people earlier on their experiences and how they feel about investments, is that how, you know, what did you want to learn most in the session we've discussed today. But again, if you do have like answers, or you do wanted to share something about this topic, or rather this discussion question earlier, like why do you think financial needs is important before getting investments, feel free to go ahead and share. So anyone who would like to share more on this one, or we can also move on to the next question. Eric, go ahead.
With regarding that question po, sir, based on my personal experience po, bali related po siya dun sa first question, yung how do I feel about dun sa pagbaba ng market. Una po, fear. So, dun po natin marirealize na dapat talagang sundin yung financial foundation and don't invest po yung money or yung amount ng cash na kakailanganin natin sooner in the future. Dapat po yung ilalagay natin as investment is yung excess lang or yung kaya po natin na ipalugi. Kasi po pag sinabing investment, lagi talaga siyang may risk, and the higher the risk po, the higher the return. And so with that, kailangan po talagang unahin yung pagkuha ng healthcare, ng insurances, pag-build po ng emergency fund. For example, para mas kampante tayo na meron tayong dudukutin during this times po. And then share ko na lang din po na best time talaga to look for opportunities during this time, kasi sobrang baba po ng market. And then pag bumili po kayo, like for example stocks, so surely tataas po siya, babalik po siya dun sa price, lalo na po kapag nagkaroon na ng gamot para dun sa COVID-19. But then kailangan po na palaging na-manage po yung risk. Dapat risk conscious pa rin po when it comes to investment.
Okay. So thank you so much for that one, Eric. So that is correct, no? That we also have to consider that investment comes with a risk. Any investment that you go into or you get into always has the risk attached to it. So it's not something na okay, you invest right now and then eventually will be sure, or will be 100% sure that you'll have your return in a week's time or 2 weeks time. If ever na magkaroon kayo ng ganong experience, be aware or be vigilant enough to know is if that certain like investment facility or investment product is something that you can really rely on or is something legit, right? So yeah. So thank you so much again for that one, Eric. That's a good sharing. I think MJ was raising her hand earlier. MJ.
Hello po. What do you think to consider? For me po kasi for me sa investment, hindi pa ako nag-start mag-try sa mga paper investment po. Pero yung investment ko is more on sa business.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, para ang kino-consider ko muna doon is for example, nung nagsta-study pa ako, parang nagsi-save ako no'n for business nga gano'n. Pero hindi sa pag-save ko no'n, hindi ko kino-consider muna yung sa mga health insurance gano'n po. Basta naka-focus muna ako yung mindset ko sa business kapag nag-save. Pero nung nagsali po ako dito sa IMG, nagkaroon po ako nung knowledge kung paano i-consider lahat ng possibilities before mag-engage doon na po sa investment. Like for example, sa financial needs, start ka muna sa uh, mag-build ng healthcare. Ayun nga po, nag-start na ako last year. Tapos ngayon sa emergency fund, which is mas nakatulong nga po yung emergency fund na in-start ko from last year. Ngayon, hindi ko siya nagagamit, pero naiisang tabi ko. Tapos, yun nga po yung sa cash on hand, medyo dun po muna ako ginagamitan bago dun sa iba po. Tapos, ayun po, pag feeling ko na okay na yung stable na yung money ko, dun ako mag-start sa investment like yung sa paper po. Ayun lang.
Okay. So thank you so much for that sharing, no, MJ. So yeah, that is correct, no. So in any crisis, it's always good to prepare or kumbaga prepare immediate or earlier. Okay? So with 'di ba sabi nga natin like pinag-usapan natin ng emergency fund, if meron ng crisis or pandemic tapos saka ka pa lang magpe-prepare, you're too late, right? So dapat you'll be prepared early on na bago pa magkaroon ng crisis, whether or not it's a global crisis or most common crisis that we have is like yung personal or family crisis. If that would be the case, it's really, really important that kumbaga nakapag-save ka, nakapagtabi ka early on, right? It's okay, you have investments, it's okay whether or not you'll use that for businesses. But most importantly is you have to make sure to make your financial foundation really as firm as possible with yun nga nabanggit nga ni MJ na aspects like the healthcare, protection, emergency funds, eliminating debts if meron. So those are really really helpful tips. Okay, so thank you again MJ for that one. Okay, so just one more share for this one. What do you think you learned most in this session and what we've discussed today? Or something like a takeaway? Ano yung takeaway ninyo? Of course, not only with the topics that was discussed earlier, but most importantly, yung mga na-share no, ng ibang attendees natin dito. So, anyone would like to share their takeaways? Anyone?
Hello, Sir Knowles. Pwedeng to add?
Okay, sige. Go ahead, Elaine, to add.
Sa akin, just want to add regarding sa investments. Before, parang tip lang na before getting into any investments, you should know what type of risk or parang anong risk yung profile mo, whether you're in the aggressive, moderate, or conservative. Kasi maybe one investment will work to an individual pero hindi naman siya suitable sa'yo. So, hindi dahil because kumuha siya nun, kukuha ka na din. And kung kumita siya doon, kikita ka na din. Parang ganun. So that's why financial planning and parang financial checkup is very essential, most especially if you are if you want to have or to start an investment. And yun nga, yung financial foundation, learning about the financial foundation is also important. Kasi nga, if you don't know the basics, parang you might get lost parang and then jump into investments agad. Then in these times of crisis, so doon na yung papasok yung magpapanik ka, mag-fear kasi nga hindi siya financially stable or okay yung foundation. And yun nga, that's why us being sa part of sa WEC and also doon sa mga first-timers na nag-join dito, ayun na, parang maybe we can help you with your financial planning. Just let us know so that we can assist how we can build your financial foundation well. So, yun lang.
Right. Thank you so much for that one, Elaine. No, so yeah, it's really important. Financial planning is definitely important. Like hindi ka pwedeng kumbaga basta-basta dahil lang kumita yung friend mo na isa and kumita tong friend mo is it would work well with you. No, so you have to make sure that your financial status would be best fit dun sa investment na papasukan mo. Right? So, and of course, dapat alam mo if long-term ba tong investment na papasukan ko, short-term ba to? So, those are many considerations that you have before investing in a certain facility. And yeah, so Elaine is correct. You have to make sure that you have this kumbaga check-up or you have to look at your financial planning really, really careful. Okay? So, yan. With that, just a few announcements and testimonials that we'll be having. So, first off is, okay, so sa mga hindi pa naka-like po ng page natin, please go ahead and I encourage you to like our page. Ito po yung makikita nyo sa page, Wealth Educator Circle. Ito po yung Facebook page natin. And if you like that page, dyan po natin i-update no, yung mga happening sessions and future sessions that we'll be having online. And of course, yung mga topics that we'll be discussing for the SSBYF or maybe here in the online forum. So please like and of course encourage the friends and family if they wanted to learn or know more about these kinds of things or topics. Go ahead and like this page and they will be well informed just by looking at the posts that we are doing daily or weekly. So yeah, dyan sa Facebook page. Next is also I encourage everyone to lalo na sa mga hindi pa nakaka-attend, I've mentioned this multiple times earlier, the secret to saving and building your future seminar. Itong schedule na to happened 2 hours ago or rather 3 hours ago. Okay, so 2 p.m. But we're planning to have this again next week. So if you do have or if you do know people that can benefit from this webinar that could, basically alamin yung mga foundation and yung mga pinag-uusapan natin kanina, I really encourage you to attend this webinar. So with that, I'd like to, I think we'll have one sharer of her experience in attending this webinar. So go ahead, Jennifer. Jen.
Hello po. Good afternoon, everyone. So, share ko lang po yung yung natutunan ko nang mag-attend ako ng halista, Secret to Savings and Building Your Future. So, ito is hindi naman to sa akin bago since I've been part din naman ng Manulife. So, I've been well informed naman how to really do the foundation. Pero what I've learned nung mag-attend ako last time with Knowles and siguro kasama din kayo nun is a good refresher for me. Kasi ako kasi right now, nakwento ko kay Knowles na I'm just starting na talagang sundin yung financial planning or financial foundation. Kasi yung pera ko kalat-kalat din, like kung saan-saan lang, not in proper na nakalagay siya. Kung like, dapat pala may health and all, ganon. So what I've learned, ito nakasulat, a good reminder for me during the training na yung how do we save right, yung formula na 70-30 and 10. So it's really parang a great reminder for me na okay. And, but of course, we can customize it naman. We can spend less and save more. And also another na sa akin is yung yun nga yung sa emergency fund din na napaka-importante din pala niya is in times of this like ganito na easily accessible siya. Ako din na parang share din ulit siya na ang mindset ko ng emergency yun nga, okay naman din na nandito lang, nasa bahay lang, easily access, pero nagagastos eh. So, yung ginawa ko nga na naka-bangko din siya. At least tumutubo siya ng konting-konti lang. There na-realize ko na, totoo nga, no, na parang we have tons of, hindi man ganun kadami, we have money in the bank. And we think na it's safe na nandun siya. Kasi, kumbaga, easily access and all. Tapos may tubo naman, 1% siguro, 3%, depende kung magano. Pero nung na-share nga ni Ols, just kanina lang din na there are, financial institution na they can offer 10, 12% or more than ng what you have. And that's better. Yun lang. You have to, risk nga lang din talaga siya. You have to be strong enough to risk that money na hard-earn mo rin. And then, ano pa ba? Yun lang din. And about, ang interest ko talaga is kaya ako na-join. Well, aside sa friend ko, si Andy, back then at ngayon din, is yung about investment. And good thing yung ito, na na-realize ko na, kasi actually, I'm ready to, right now, I'm ready to, kumbaga sabi nga ni Nols, is a perfect time ngayon to invest. And I'm actually planning to online kasi the financial investors na mga corporation are offering an online ngayon kasi wala pa talaga akong investment. So, tingin din ulit ako na go back to the basic. And intindihin mo muna yung financial foundation. Kasi kapag oo, talagang may pera ngayon sa investment, pero you have to consider first, kumusta yung foundation mo? Kasi you'll never know what will happen. Kasi hindi naman instant yan eh. Di ba? Sabi nga, hindi siya marathon, but like more on a sprint or something like that. So, I'm thankful for this opportunity na talagang wisdom and learning talaga. Kung educating yourself talaga on how to financially literate is the first investment na pwede mong gawin sa sarili mo. And for that, I'm so thankful for Nols, for Andy, sa inyo who's advocating this. And for that, thank you so much. Continue lang nyo and I will be, I'll join the bandwagon to also, mag-share din sa like, simulan ko sa family ko, sa friends ko. Kasi it's really good na may knowledge ka din before you go into, like, ito nga investment. Parang ako ngayon, na-hype ako na, okay, parang wow, oo nga, no, parang, parang, it's a good signal na bumili ng stocks ngayon. But the thing is, okay, may kailangan pala yung consider. Parang pala is yung investment pala na good thing na natutunan ko rin kanina na okay, somehow pala yung investment is the money na talagang extra somehow na kaya mong okay lang sa'yo na mawala. Kasi there's the possibility talaga na mawala siya kasi ang laki din ng chance na mag-earn siya talaga ng malaki. So you should be ready then. So parang okay, sige. More on objective tayo than emotion or what we can gain from it. So, yun lang. Thank you.
All right. So, thank you so much, Jen. No? So, yeah, that's very, very true. Talagang with these kinds of sessions or with this kind of learning session, that actually that's our aim or that's our main goal is to reach out to each and everyone. That's why dati talaga nagsimula tayo with only yung SSBYF nga na seminar, which is what we're talking about here. And then eventually we were thinking that, hey, why not like open this kind of forum, of course with the help of the ideas of our wealth educators. Talagang our goal and our aim is to reach out and to make this information known, because itong klaseng information is not something that you can get anywhere, or it's not something that unless you really look for it, or you really dive and spend time looking for it. But again, it's not like readily available to everyone. So I really encourage, like what Jen said kanina, it's a good encouragement for everyone, especially if they wanted to learn more, if they wanted to really help themselves personally fix their own financial foundation, and improve on it as well. So thank you so much again, Jen, for sharing that wonderful testimonial about the secret to saving and building your future webinar. So we look forward to to having you more in these kinds of discussions. So thank you so much. And of course, last but not the least, doon din sa webinar na yan, we just wanted to give this glimpse of the benefits, of being part of IMG. And since we're talking about investments, we're talking about mutual funds or stock market, I just wanted to show you these three benefits that directly relates to mutual funds and investments. So here in IMG, if you become a member of IMG, definitely you have like 0% entry fee in mutual funds. If you become a member of IMG, automatically you'll have like an initial investment in Soldivo funds. If you don't have Soldivo, they'll open up a fund for you just so that that fund will, that amount will be used for buying shares right now. And of course, number 12, if you are really like a fanatic, or you really are into trading in the like stock market, you want to know the nitty-gritty of these kinds of things, we also have like my trade to help us out in that situation, or in guiding us through that with their free investment guidance, analysis, and updates. So that being said, let me call on Mark to have a bit of testimony about the benefits of being a member in IMG.
Ayun. So just to siguro reiterate more on these benefits, I highly encourage you guys to become a member, or if you are already a member, take advantage of these investment platforms. As a reminder, we usually start with the foundation. We follow the foundation, pero the good thing about joining in WEC, hindi naman tayo literally na okay, healthcare muna, bawal investment. We created a program or a system wherein we can somehow parang maximize our potential income, ay yung kung ano man yung meron tayo, and then segregate it to investment, to insurance, and the healthcare. So to know more about this, I really encourage you to talk to your financial coach, or schedule a financial checkup to know more about this. And ako personally, it's very helpful. I started way back in college. Just a bit background lang, history. 2013 when I joined IMG, kasama na ako doon sa mga estudyante na umaattend doon. At first, I wasn't really sure kung ano yung ginagawa ko. I know lang kasi I was invited by my ate, Andy Gulye, na turuan din when she was a student. So, kumbaga, pinasa niya yung ganong advocacy to me. And I really find these concepts very helpful, especially when you're starting. So, when I entered na yung real, the professional industry, that's when I was able to apply the knowledge that I have acquired way back in college. And it's really overwhelming, at the same time encouraging na nakikita mo yung may pinupuntahan yung pera mo. The good thing about what we do, we're not promoting a rich quick scheme na parang join us, yayaman ka agad-agad. We don't do that. We are here to become stewards of whatever resources God has entrusted us with. So with that, parang we just want to maximize kung ano yung meron tayo, and hopefully parang palaguin kung ano yung meron tayo. So with the investment, I started nga with the basic savings program, which is yung Kaiser, a 3-in-1 product with healthcare, insurance, and an investment. And after that, nung medyo nakapag adjust na ako to the discipline of saving every month, I did invest in mutual funds. So I opened my first mutual fund, which is yung Soldivo funds. And true enough, the zero load is really true. At first, medyo skeptical ako dito nung narinig ko to, but it's really true. I experienced that firsthand. And at the same time, yung nagkaroon ng extra, there's an opportunity to open an online trading account. That's when I also opened my own trading account and nag-invest ako to some of the companies in food and beverage, tsaka sa manufacturing, ganyan. So it's really a discipline siguro, I would say, to start an investment program. Tama yung sinabi ni Jen kanina that make sure that you are ready to face yung downside of investing, especially if down yung market. But sure naman na in the long run, we will really earn something from what we invested. Lastly, siguro, yung isang practical tip or application that I can share, maximize yung online platform ni IMG. Meron Seedbox, I'm not sure if familiar kayo doon, but it's a tool created by Atram. Everything is online, magre-register kayo doon. Para siyang online shopping, pero mutual funds yung binibili nyo, and it's so easy to open up an account sa Seedbox. And then yun, may konting requirements, ganyan. Pero once na open na yung account nyo, everything is online. Kunwari bibili kayo ng mutual fund for Soldivo or Atram or kung ano man yung available na mutual funds, they will just ask you to transfer yung amount na binili nyo or pinurchase nyo. And mabilis lang. I think within 24 hours, ipaprocess yung payment, ganyan. So, kumbaga, this will save you yung time and hassle of going into the office. And especially now that we are on a lockdown, di ba? Hindi naman natin pwedeng isubmit yung mga forms natin sa office physically. Kaya maximize talaga yung online platform. All I just want to say is that it's not a hindrance that we are in this situation not to invest. So there are a lot of facilities, online facilities that we can maximize, especially during this crisis that we are experiencing. So that's all for me. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark, and of course, thank you so much, Jen. So that's right. No, we have like these online facilities and online platform that we can use and maximize. And it's just a matter of, as I mentioned earlier to the members, is that it's just a matter of perspective. What we're experiencing right now. Ano ba yung mga nangyayari? We can always focus on the negative. But then again, we also can always focus on the positive side as well. So it's just a matter of decision. Ano yung gusto mong i-focus? Is this situation, or sabi nga ni Mark, is this crisis something to look forward or something to be negative about? Or is this crisis something to, be an opportunity for growth and learning? Okay? So with that one, thank you so much for for having this time. I think we've spent an ample amount of time already. Just wanted to wrap up really quick. If you do have like suggestions of the topics you want to discuss in our next online forum, please let me know. Again, you can. Or actually, you could let me know right now. Anyone would have or would suggest topics that they wanted to discuss for the next online forum. We've already discussed the emergency fund, and then right now we've discussed the investment. So what else would you wanted to discuss, or do you have any topics in mind na you feel that it's a good topic to discuss with everyone? So the floor is open. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes. Okay, so thank you so much. Nagkakaagawan tayo ng no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, actually, sige Mark, I think si Mark meron.
Mag-iisip ako actually.
Nag-unmute ka kasi akala ko. But okay lang, no? So if you don't have right now, doesn't meron. Jennifer, may si Jennifer I think nag-unmute.
Siguro since tapos na rin naman, suggestion lang, investment and emergency, siguro in the season na parang di nga nakakalabas yung tao, probably siguro practical tips if maybe you have in mind how we can increase our cash flow.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. Practical tips.
Yun lang. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jen. Anyone else? I'm giving 2 minutes left for suggestions. So that's a good idea, no? Jen, practical tips in increasing cash flow while at home, no? Parang kumbaga mga work from home tips or suggestion. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Sige. If Mark, go ahead.
Top of mind lang. Okay, maganda yung suggestion. Sa akin naman to complement siguro is that how can we maximize this lockdown para ma-prepare tayo or create a bounce back plan when the lockdown is over. So parang ano yung mga pwede nating gawin at the moment na hindi natin pwedeng gawin kasi nga naka-lockdown tayo. But eventually, kapag okay na tayo, parang at least we have a game plan na okay, tapos na yung lockdown. Ano yung mga pwede nating gawin? So parang we have planned it out na. I mean, sort of mga ganon yung naisip ko lang. To complement yung shinare ni Jen.
Okay. So, parang ano siya, no, Mark? Parang goal setting na, okay, ito yung situation ko ngayon. So, anong gagawin ko right after matapos to? So, parang ito na yung mga, parang tama ba? Parang ganon.
Yes, so basta parang siyang bounce back plan na
Okay.
na i-create natin at the moment while naka-lockdown tayo. Para kapag over na yung lockdown, parang we know what to do na. Parang okay, application na lang or ano na lang, roll out na lang nung program or kung ano mang activity.
Okay. I think medyo na-gets ko na. That's pretty good, no? Kasi instead of, for example, na natapos yung lockdown and then, okay, back to where I was before or back to my parang normal habits, go to work, etc. So, yeah, that's good, no? To have a bounce back plan para, okay, once na you get back, you'll have a new strategy, you'll have a new habit that of course can help you in your in general sa ginagawa mo every day. So that's good. Bounce back plan.
Isa pa pala. Sorry.
Sige, go ahead.
Parang aside from that, yung current din siguro parang kasi parang I assure you na after this scenario or situation, parang bago na lahat. Mag-iiba na yung parang system when it comes to doing business. Malaki yung magiging changes niya. 'Di ba? Parang for now, for sure in the future parang most companies na would consider yung mga working from home, ganyan. So parang siguro 'yun in relation to yung yung business nga online or parang how to increase cash flow, parang 'yun. Parang to re-emphasize or emphasize more on that. Ano yung parang concrete siguro hindi lang parang more on concrete plan. Siguro parang for example how to maximize online presence to close a business or to close a sale, parang ganun.
Okay.
Parang everything is online yung ganun, parang i-adapt na natin into online platform lahat talaga, parang ganun.
Okay. So, well, actually, may point ka nga doon, Mark, no? Kasi with this happening, of course, we'll learn something from it. And hindi lang tayo, definitely, pati yung mga companies that we are in, or businesses that we are in. And I'm sure that they'll have, like what you said, a bounce back plan. And once everything goes back to place, they might, have new policies, new like online policies, as you were saying. And yeah, I think this is good. This is good. Yung maximizing online presence. And I'm sure if not all, maybe half would start considering doing things online, and then I think the delivery industry would be really really booming afterwards. So yeah, that's good, no? So yeah, if again, for those who are attending right now here, if you do have like suggestions, feel free to let us know. So we still took note of the other suggestions that you mentioned previously, and please do know that we're planning out all of these things. So everything would be tackled and discussed right in time. So ayan, medyo nag-overtime na tayo in 10 minutes, but I'm sure this has been a really really good discussion, and grabe ang daming learnings. Actually, mas marami pa ako natutunan dun sa mga na-share nyo, each and every one of you. So thank you so much. And with that one, I really am happy to have this kind of online group that we can discuss and share about things. Also, last but not the least, I just wanted to leave this to you. History repeats itself endlessly for those who are unwilling to learn from the past. Actually, may relationship to dun sa sinasabi yung suggestions kanina, no? So, definitely, kumbaga, what's happening right now, investments and all, if we won't learn from it and we won't maximize it, we'll still end up the same. And it's up to us. It's up to us, of course, to take action, and what do we have to do on these kinds of situations or negative situations that we can turn into opportunities. So with that, I really really thank you for this time that you've spent, although we've overtime about 10 minutes, 11 minutes to be exact. And before we end, syempre, meron tayong picture taking. Hindi pwedeng mawala ang ating picture taking. So, show yourselves. Ayan. Hello, MJ. Hello, Eric. Hello, Jen. Andy. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Jonah. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Grace. Magpakita ka, Grace. Hello, Pia. Si Elaine part 2. Si Serene, aba. Andito si Serene. Magpakita, Serene. Si Ella. Hello, Ella. Okay, so kung hindi kayo magpapakita, okay lang naman. But I'll be taking this picture right na. Wait lang. I'm sorry, hindi gumagana yung snip ko ah. If ever, pwede rin kayong kumuha ng picture. Hold on. Ayusin ko lang to ah. Really, really quick. Really, really quick. Okay. Ayaw niya sa akin. Okay. Sige. With that one, kuha din kayo. Baka kasi hindi ko makuha eh. Teka, pa-pause ko muna para i-record.